So I'm going to have a random generator choose me some books. What could possibly go wrong? Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to choose my November TBR. If you can't tell, you can see in the background I've been bulk filming today, so if you haven't seen my giant unhaul, I will link that in the description. You can see bits of it here, but I need to get my November TBR filmed, which is a bit weird because I am filming it at the end of November, so I feel like I'm massively in advance. But I personally like to know which books I've got coming up on a TBR to kind of get my head around them before I read them. That probably sounds super weird, and also obviously I have to fit filming around life. So we're filming this today. I've got my like super cozy jumper on. This is another one from my incredible mother-in-law. It's so soft and I'm obsessed with the colour and the pattern, so I'm very excited to kind of get cozy and choose some books. If you haven't watched a video from me before, I don't choose my own TBR. I get other people to choose, or I find some way of randomising my books and doing it that way. And so I was asking for ideas on a previous video, and I think, I could be wrong, but I think it was Laura at Laura's Bookish Thoughts who was like, use a random emoji generator. So that's what we're doing today. So I'm just obviously sat here. I've got my screen up here, my laptop up here with the random emoji generator. I can't edit, so if I was any good, I'd have like the emojis appearing, but I can't. So I will click the randomizer in a second, see what comes up, tell you which emojis they are. I will then go and have a look at my TBR shelves, which are upstairs, pick some books and show you what I'm going to read. So November is a teaching month, so I'm going to be very busy. I don't have any arcs to read at the time of filming for November, because I always read my arcs the month before they come out. And as far as I know, I don't have any December releases on their way to me. However, if between now and then they appear, you will see those in my reading wrap up. I've also got Savannah just down here pottering about, so you can probably hear her. She's one of our cats. So I don't have any arcs to read. I don't have any book club commitments or readathons in November. I do need to pick a reread off my shelves. I've got an idea of one I would like to read, but I have put 5 into the randomizer, and I will pick 4 books for my TBR and then 1. She's now making noise in the corridor. Sorry about that. And then 1 for my red shelves for my reread. So let's see what we get. I will put the website that I'm using as well in the description. So let's click 5 emojis. Oh my goodness. Okay. So we have got the spider emoji. We have got a rain cloud. We've got the 2 hands in a prayer position. We've got the like muscly arm, and we've got like the return signal, like the arrow like looping back on itself, which I've got an idea for already. Okay, I'm going to go and rummage my shelves and then I'll be back. Okay, I have just had a proper rummage through my shelves, and that was harder than I thought it was going to be. But I think I've got a stack that I'm happy with. Although if you can think of better books to go with these symbols, then let me know. Okay, so I've only got 5 to talk through because it's going to be a short TBR. I don't know if I said it or not. November's a teaching month. It's also traditionally in our household a very busy month. It's got Charlie's birthday that month. He's going to be turning 13, which is outrageous. I don't want to put too much pressure on my reading. At the time of filming this, my September TBR is not going well. I have higher hopes for October because we've got October half term in that month, but I don't want to put loads of pressure on my reading. So I've only picked 5, and that includes my reread. And then through the month, if I need more books, I will use this generator again to help me randomly choose some. So here we go. For the spider prompt, I'm not going to hold up a book with a spider on the cover for anyone who is arachnophobic. I couldn't find one on my shelf anywhere, so instead I've kind of gone with like association, and I associate spiders as being like dark and scary. I know there are lots of people who feel differently about them, and that's fine, but for me they're kind of dark, creepy, scary, and I think it matches beautifully with the cover of this book. This is When Other People Saw Us, They Saw the Dead, and this is a BIPOC gothic anthology. I got this as a mystery date with a book when I was up in Edinburgh, and I picked it up. I've never done one of those before, but this was the little thing on it, and it says eerie short stories drawing on all things gothic, horror and folklore by some of the finest BIPOC writers. You may want to keep the lights on after reading it. And that's what made me pick it up, so I think this is a really good pick for the spider prompt. The next one was a rain cloud with like rain coming down, and so I have gone with The Metal Heart by Caroline Lee. I read The Glass Woman by her earlier this year, and she does really atmospheric writing. And this is set, oh, that's the gift note. This is set in Scotland in 1940 on a remote island. And I feel like rain is going to feature. Just how beautiful is that cover? I feel like rain will feature in this one. Then we had the Two Hands Together in the praying emoji, and I decided to go with A Lecture by Jennifer Saint. I have wanted to read this for ages. I actually pre-ordered this and it came months ago and I haven't picked it up. Look how beautiful this cover is. And this is, I mean, like, seriously, this is the story of the House of Atreus, and it's about, this is the story of three women, Clytemnestra, hopefully I'm saying that right, Cassandra and Electra. Their fates inexplicably tied to this curse and the fickle nature of men and gods, and I feel like it's going to involve gods and potentially praying to gods, so that is my link there. Then I had the like strong arm emoji, and this one I had like several books on the shelf that have got like strong female characters or strong characters in general, and then I saw this book and it's definitely one that I've wanted to pick up since I got it for my birthday, and it's a story of incredible strength. And that is Mary Prince, The History of Mary Prince, and she was the first black narrative, black woman to be published in Britain. She was a slave who came to the UK with her owners and had the strength to leave them and run away, and she went to the Anti-Slavery Society who helped her get her story out there. So I feel like this is going to be quite hard reading, quite tough reading, but definitely worthwhile. I've read about Mary Prince in other books, but I've never read her actual narrative, so I decided that November is the month for that. And then for the return symbol, I was like, that's the reread, that's the return to a story. And this wasn't on my original TBR to reread this year, but I had a couple of books that I took off that TBR because I just wasn't interested in like going back to them, like the Karen Slaughter, I've just unhauled it, The Good Daughter. So I had a space, and then I saw Aoife from Pretty Purple Polka Dots talking about amazing debut novels recently, and I will link that video in the description, and she talked about Only Ever Yours by Louise O'Neill, and it's just made me want to pick it back up again. So this is the book that I will be returning to in November. So I feel like this was a short and sweet little TBR video. So those are the books I'm going to read in November. They've all got like very dark spines, but I feel like that's appropriate in November when the days are so very short. I'm hoping to read more than this, as I've said, in November, but if I do need to pick more books, I will use the generator again. It was a really fun way of doing it, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you got to this point in the video, leave me your favourite emoji, or leave me an emoji that you think I could use as a book prompt, because maybe if I get some good ones on this video, I'll use that as like to guide my reading in November. So yeah, leave me your favourite emoji or an emoji that you think would make a good book prompt. Please subscribe if you would like more of this chaos, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks everyone. Bye.